Let's look into one more problem before we wrap it up this section of Python programming. So let's create a class employee, carry out a counter to see how many employees are there in the organization. Also add a method to display the name and the salary. So we have to create a class employee and we have to set out a counter to see how many objects are created for the class, to see how, yeah, for how many objects are created for that class, and also add a method to display the name and salary. So we need one method to display the name and salary, one method to display the count. We need three variables: name, salary, and emp count. And I guess that's it. That should be enough. So let's solve out this problem. So first of all, I need to create a class employee, and this will be my base class, and then let's create a variable emp count is equal to 0. Okay, this will store out my employee count, and then let's create the init block def init. I said that there will be three variables inside of this, so self, name, and salary. Now where is the other one? Other one is the global variable that I have created. Not exactly global, but in the local space only I have created outside of the init block, that is employee count. So what it will do is self dot name is equal to name, and self dot salary is equal to salary. Now here comes the counter part. Whenever an object will be created, the employee count will be increased, right? So employee dot emp count, emp count is plus equal to 1. And then let's create one more, that is def display count. Def, let's display out our count display. Let's give an underscore display count. Let's give a reference to itself, self, and let's display it out. Print. So using an f string, it should be total employees is equal to, it will be again employee dot count. So let's give it employee dot emp count. Okay, I guess that this should be working just fine. Let me check. Total employees is equal to employee dot emp count. Yeah, employee dot emp count. Yes, this should be working just fine. Now let's create the last method that has been asked in the question. Also add a method to display the name and salary. So display, let's name this as display details, and inside of it again reference to itself, self, and print. Let's print it out f, the name is equal to self dot name, and salary is equal to self dot salary. Okay, let's close it out now. I guess this should be working just fine. Let's check if there's an error. Employee dot, so there will be a bracket to close it out. Okay, everything is just fine. Let's create employee 1. Employee 1 will be employee, okay, employee, let's create Paul, and let's say I have a salary of 50k. So let's take 50,000 as my salary. Now this is working just fine. Let's create employee 2. Employee, let's create Murli, and let's give him a salary of 6,500. Let's run it out. So both the objects has been created. Let's check def dot display count, it should be looking 2, but let's check it out if everything is fine. So total employees are 2, that is exactly fine. Employee 1 dot display details, again this is a function, the name is equal to Paul and the salary is equal to this. Let's check for employee 2. The employee 2, the display count is same for each and every one, so exactly fine. Let's copy it out and paste it back again. Employee 2, the name is salary and the name is Murli and salary is 6500. Let's create one more employee, employee 3, and check if the counter is increasing or not. Let's name it as Rohit, and inside of this let's write 75,000. So this looks just fine. Let's create emp3 dot display count. So yeah, it has been increased to 3. So emp3 dot display count equals to total employees equal to 3. Let's check the details of it. Emp3 dot display details, let's check it out, the spelling, display details. So my name is equal to Rohit and the salary is 7500. So that's one more interesting problem that we had hidden in our sleeves. So we have successfully completed that, solve it out from the scratch of it, and I hope all of these are making sense and you have gotten an idea of how to approach a problem and how to solve them up. That's it for this section of Python programming. In our next section, we are going to learn about much more interesting things. So let's catch up again in our next section where we are gonna discuss about inheritance in brief. So thank you everyone.